the impetus for the whole thing was kind of looking at these lovers on the run, lovers committing crimes, films like, you know, True Romance and Badlands and Bonnie and Clyde and things like that, and kind of how much their love for one another makes us forgive whatever their illegal transgressions are, even if it's sometimes murder, you know. That was kind of what started the whole thing, was kind of like exploring that archetype, and then when we you know, we kind of, Mickey and Jules were the first characters to pop into our head when we were trying to decide who are we going to pit them against. We eventually stumbled upon, like, well, what if it's like this almost bizarro world evil version of what they could become in the future? Because we were always obsessed with, you know, something like Badlands, where you're watching and you're kind of rooting for Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek, but they're killing people, you know what I mean? And like, but you kind of forgive them because of their love for one another being so pure, and it's them against the world or whatever. But we were like, well, what would have happened if they didn't stop at the end of the movie, you know, and they kept going? What would they look like at 40, at 50, you know? I think that was kind of what we were trying to explore.
Psychopath. I mean, in sheep's clothing. I mean, that's, you know, like they alluded to, you want to pass them by in a grocery store and go, oh, well, what a nice old couple that is. Look, they're still in love. They're holding hands. She's got her arm through his, you know, and there's this kind of, albeit fake, picture that they keep presenting to the world, but they have such deep, dark, horrible secrets that they're hiding from the world. I would not trust this guy, you know. And but what's the interesting, and what we tried to do was, you should feel like you should trust him right when you meet him, and that's hopefully the little hook that gets you in.
No, I think we can say pretty confidently that Mickey and Jules are not murderers. You know, I mean, they walk into that store with a gun, but I don't think Mickey would pull the trigger. I think that's probably a delineating line. You know, their intent is very pure. You know, they just want to start a new life, and they just need a little bit of cash to do it. It's nearly a victimless crime. They just want to get the scratch together to get down to Florida and start anew, which I think a lot of people can relate to, just feeling stuck or in a rut and just wanting to kind of like breathe that fresh air, get to that distant coastline, you know, whatever that may be for you. And I don't think that murder would fit into that for them, you know.
But that's definitely something that we wanted to play with and explore a little bit. We wanted to start off by showing you these characters, you know, robbing a gas station, doing drugs, like all these things that are normally associated with someone that might turn out to be a villain of your movie, you know, like, and then have this other couple that, you know, if you saw at the grocery store, you would think are the good guys, you know, and kind of just play with expectations in that way.
You know, one of the benefits of a limited budget, if there are any, is sometimes you don't all get your own trailer. And they smartly rented a house for us. And the whole cast got their wardrobe and hair and makeup all in a house every morning. And so we'd have coffee and chat, and we really got to, you know each other, which you don't normally do on a film. And we're not that much older to be their parents, but there was certainly a kind of, you know, older generation, younger generation dynamic in the film and off the screen. And it actually was fun to kind of see these, you know, young, really super talented actors who are coming into their own, inhabit these roles, and hopefully they felt the same way about us just one old haggard guy on set and the beautiful young Kira Sedgwick, do their stuff. But what was so great about it was the contrasting dynamics of, we were old school and they were new school. We were old generation, they were the next generation, on screen and off. And so that was a great dynamic to play every day on the same set, almost like a play. We just showed up and we rehearsed and played every single day. So it was really great to kind of create that chemistry.